The film opens with a woman named Nicolin living with her mother, who loves her very much. Even though she's around 40 years old, her mother still treats her like a child and gives her full affection. That day was her first day working as a psychologist at a rehabilitation center. Nicolin had been a psychologist for a long time, but she had retired long ago. However, due to financial difficulties, she was forced to return to work to make ends meet. That day, she met with the head psychologist there, and they explained what her future job entailed. Afterward, Nicolin was assigned to treat a male resident named Idris. Idris had a very dark past, a penchant for intimate relationships with barbarians and other bad habits, which led to his being admitted to the rehabilitation center. Judging by their conversation with Idris, Nicolin was confident that he had changed significantly and would soon be back in society. As the days went by, Nicolin met with Idris more and more frequently. He continually assured her that he was fine and could leave. That same day, there was a meeting of the supervisors there. They said that Idris had made significant changes, but Nicolin was different. She said there was still much she needed to teach him to truly change. The place wasn't always peaceful. Sometimes people suddenly lost control of their emotions, causing Nicolin to panic and fear. Fortunately, Idris was there to quickly protect Nicolin. Since then, they grew closer and saw each other more often. Even Idris himself was increasingly keeping an eye on Nicolin. This was odd. While Nicolin should have been the one watching over Idris, he was now the one doing most of the watching. Nicolin's life felt very boring, living alone with her mother and without a husband. Often, for entertainment, she would go to clubs and spend time with her friends. Even when she got home, she and one of her co-workers, Alex, immediately started making out repeatedly, and from then on, their relationship began to change. However, Nicolin constantly thought about Idris. She even started to feel jealous when Idris was with another psychiatrist. Whether it was out of affection or because she felt Idris was her responsibility, and only she had the right to give him advice. Since being with Alex, Nicolin felt her appearance was too old-fashioned, so she began to change her appearance and dress up. She met Alex while he was exercising with the patients there. Idris was actually jealous, and he even confronted Alex and told her that he had a special relationship with Nicolin. Hearing this, Alex confronted Nicolin and demanded an explanation, which led to a conflict between them. Nicolin and Alex's relationship ultimately ended there. Because her relationship with Alex ended because of Idris, Nicolin was initially annoyed with him. However, as time went on, Nicolin wanted to be close to him. She watched and followed him everywhere he went. She seemed to be captivated by him, even inviting him to be intimate at work. Nicolin seemed hypnotized by Idris's actions, but Idris seemed to be tugging at her feelings, making her fall deeper and deeper. Until one day, Idris suddenly arrived at Nicolin's house, surprising her. Nicolin was confused. How could Idris know her house? He even seemed to know her personal life. Eventually, after chatting, Nicolin gave him her all, and they resumed their intimate relationship, as Idris had always done. After that, Nicolin realized that this was wrong and shouldn't have happened. Nicolin began to think of a way to get away from Idris. Until one day, she came to Idris's room and immediately invited him to be intimate. However, at that moment, Nicolin pressed the emergency button to call security. Nicolin had planned everything, and she made it seem as if Idris had misbehaved with her. In the end, Idris was arrested and put in a more restrictive room than before. He had to go through rehabilitation from the beginning, and he would be there even longer. Nicolin's plan was successful. She managed to escape from Idris, or at least they now have some distance and cannot see each other again. That's the storyline of our film this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you again in our next film.